Hi, I'm Mark McPherson. Welcome to one of my videos in which we take a look at one of what I call the essential, fundamental, core, non-verbal or visual communication skills. In this video, we're going to take a look at how best to direct and hold people's attention, not on yourself, but on a chart or a diagram or a slide or whatever it happens to be. So have you ever been to a presentation where someone had said, so you can see on that slide behind me where it goes up, blah, 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 where it does this, where it says this, where the axis is, whatever. Now, the problem here is the presenter is talking to you, yet we're talking about something over there. And what it means quite often is that people in the audience, yourself, is a bit confused. Should you be looking up at the slide? Should you be looking at them? Because we're talking about that slide up there, but the attention is on the presenter. And it's split and it's a bit confusing. It gets worse when they say, so if you look at the slide, you'll notice how it does blah, 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 the axis or whatever it happens to be. It's worse. Their finger here says, hey, look up there. Or maybe they've got one of those laser pointers and it's looking up there. But they're making eye contact with you, with the audience. And it's confusing to us. It doesn't make the presentation a failure or anything like that, don't get me wrong. But the problem is it would be better if they didn't confuse us and split our attention between the two. If we're going to talk about the slide, let's talk about the slide. You can see the way it does this, the way it does that, the way whatever it happens to be. You can see in that photo of the child, you'll notice the eyes do this or the eyes do that, whatever it happens to be. It's better if we direct people's attention with not just our hand and our voice, but with our face and eyes as well. So another example of this is, I often give an example of way back in the year 2000 or so when I had to speak to a staff member about the fact that they had not given correct information on their timesheet, and I wanted to talk to them about it. So I often tell people that one of the things I did there was I directed the person's attention when I had the person sitting down after being welcoming and open, all that sort of thing. I directed the person's attention to the timesheet by actually saying, so you can see here on the timesheet where it's got A, B and C. Now we have a problem because of D, E and F or whatever. So I directed their attention to this by holding the object. My hand went there, my body went there, my face went there, and my eyes went there. It would have been confusing to them if I had said, so you can see on your timesheet here, blah, 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 because they're a bit split now. Should they be looking at the timesheet or should they be looking at me? And it gets worse when we say things like, so you can see on your timesheet that the problem is, now they've got three things to look at. The timesheet, is this hand supposed to be directing them somewhere? They've got my face as well. And you'll watch people sometimes in an audience when we direct them to things and then look back at the audience. You'll watch people in the audience, you can watch their eyes. In fact, I've done it many times at workshops just to prove a point when I've said, so what we've got here is, and I've moved my hand like that, and you watch the participants in the workshop actually move their eyes around because they're not sure exactly what to focus on. So you can get away with not doing this well, but I think it's better if you deliberately direct people's attention and hold their attention on what you want them to actually look at. If it's the slide or the chart or whatever it happens to be, let's direct them to that and talk about that. I've even seen someone do this so well where when they went like that, the light dimmed on them and the light was on the chart only. So it just added to the whole effect of talking to the blah, 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 blah. That was really pretty to watch. And I did it a little bit sloppy then myself. So it's easy to get these things not quite right. We're only human after all. We can be a little bit sloppy. But what we want to do is do our best. We want to enhance our communication. We want it to be the best we possibly can. And if we can direct people's attention to things by using an object, our hand, our eyes, our whole body, and we talk while we're looking at that object, that is the best. It only serves to confuse people. when we turn around and look at them, because we've been trained to actually look at people's eyes, so it's confusing. Let's leave it there. All the very best to you. Whatever you're doing, wherever you are, whatever you're up to, look after your families and your family and friends and colleagues. I do hope to chat to you soon. If you want to talk, please go to the contact page of my website. Lots of ways of getting in contact with me there. I hope to hear from you soon. See you later.